Okay, today we're going to make this card. I was trying to get rid of some of the shadow. I hope I did. It's a simple card. I'm going to be using the Stamparatus to show you how I got the various colors in this card for the flowers. And this is the inside. I used two different stamp sets. And then I did a little stamping on the envelope. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to show you is how I did the Stamparatus for the flowers here. Put this over here so you can see it. So I took Stampin' Right markers. Why this thing's always crooked. There. Funny. Okay, and I used three different colors. I used Polished Pink for this one, then Just Jade for the green, and Misty Moonlight for the blue. And you're going to take these, and I lined it up so that it was at the corner of my cardstock. Looks like that. Now I'm going to turn it over to do the other side, like this. So, what you're going to do, I took my Just Jade and colored the leaves, or all the green parts that I wanted. It doesn't take too terribly long. I always buy, when I buy my in colors, I always buy the stamp pads, the cardstock, the Stampin' Right markers, and the whatever Stampin' blends are available in those colors. That way I always have everything I need if there's something in these colors I want to create. And then I buy, if there's any jewels or ribbon, I'll buy those also. So you're just going to color in whatever the stems are on this. The stems, the leaves, anything that you think needs to be green, or whatever color you want. You don't have to use the colors I'm using. These are just what I picked. So it's not too time consuming, and you want to make sure if you get any on, like that's the flower that's pink, you want to try and get that off of there. Or these are going to be blue, so you don't want the green on those. So you can take a paper towel and get that off of there. So get these colored. And the reason I'm using the Stamparatus is so in case I missed a spot, I can re-ink that area and stamp again. So it looks like I got all the green. And then I took my Misty Moonlight and colored in these flowers. I'm sorry I haven't been posting videos. I went to Colorado and helped my granddaughter and two great-grandkids and grandson-in-law move from Denver back to Redmond, Oregon. And I highly encourage you, if you've got to go to that Denver airport, go by yourself. Taking a 2-year-old toddler and a 5-month-old baby who's on oxygen through that airport was not fun. Especially for a grandma. But we made it. We survived it. And the flight was okay once we got on the airplane. But I'm definitely glad that trip's over. Not something I want to do again in the near future. Especially when the toddler is not happy in the first place and he's crying and he won't let me pick him up. because he wants his mom, and she's carrying the baby, and it was an expense. It was an experience. So then you're going to take this, and you're going to huff on it. Just kind of breathe on it, and it will re-wet the ink, and then stamp it down. Like I said, if you miss a spot, you just re-ink that area and stamp again. See how that turns out? Pretty good. So then we're going to remove this and let it dry a little bit. And then I'm going to take my envelope and I'm going to put this flower on there. So again, we're going to take the Stamparatus. I'm going to remove this. It's out of the way. And then I've already mounted this one right here. Turn this. It's going to be kind of upside down. And then I want that flower in the corner. So I think I did it right here. And we're going to do the same process. So let's make sure it's in the right spot. Yep. So we're going to take our pink, our polished pink, and color this flower. Just like so. Now you could do this on the inside of the card if you want. I just did something different in there, but you could certainly do this flower. And put the blue on here. Misty Moonlight. That flower. And then the Just Jade for the stem. And this stem here. Just like so. Okay. And again, you're going to blow on it. Get it damp again. And then you're just going to stamp right there in the corner of that envelope right there. Like so. You just want to make sure your envelope's right side up. Like so. And then set this aside. And that part's done. Okay, so now you've got your envelope, and now you're going to finish the front of your card. So we'll set this right here. So we're done with those. And what I did, the rest of the card is really simple. You're going to take your piece of Misty Moonlight that is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. This piece is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8, and all of this will be on my blog. And then your card base, which I stamped already. I'll show you which stamp sets I'm using, so you know. I'm using the Shaded Summer, so I'm using this right here, and this one, and then this stamp. And then for the inside, I'm using May the Good You Do Come Back to You. That's what I'm used on that one. And then on this stamp set, Flowering Blooms, I'm using the Thank You for the front. And then this image here on the inside. Oh, and I also used this for the inside of this card right here. Right here. So, let's finish this. So I stamped this with Pale Papaya. And then I stamped this one with Just Jade, and then this is the Misty Moonlight. So let's go ahead and move this over. We're going to glue this piece to our Misty Moonlight cardstock. Just like so. That's centered on there. Okay. And then, I want to glue this. I stamped this with Misty Moonlight, and this is the rainbow shimmer paper. And then I used this punch. It's called the double oval punch. So I punched this out. I stamped it first because it's a cling stamp, and then I punched it, and then I punched this with this one. And this, like I said, is the rainbow glimmer paper, and you can use whatever color you want on that paper. I just like the way this looked, so I'm going to glue my thank you to the front of this. You could make this a birthday card. You just need to find a happy birthday that fits in this oval to get the same look that I got. So you put that on there and let that dry. And you're going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. I got some here. And I used 4. You don't have to use that many. I just feel like it stays puffed up better. I don't want it sagging in the middle. And set that aside so it can kind of dry. Then I took a piece of ribbon, and it's the Whisper White crinkle seam binding, and it's 1/4 inch wide. So that's what I used, and I tied it around this bottle that I have. Tied a bow, and then I wanted the bow to be off to the side like this one. See where that's at? So I kind of wanted it right about there. So I determined, okay, where am I going to cut this so that I can wrap it around the card? So I'll cut it right about here. And then I'm going to put a glue dot, and I have some of these paper pumpkin glue dots. I like using them up on things like this because it makes it easy. So we'll put that on the back of this bow right here. And then we're going to put this down where we want it. And I want it right about there. Okay. And I'm going to take some Scotch tape and tape it to the back. So you just want to make sure you have enough on each end that you can wrap this around. I do it like this because it's easier for me than trying to tie around the card. I have a hard time doing that and getting it tight enough. This works best for me. So you got that. And then you can take your sentiment and put it on the front. And kind of tuck it under so it's next to your bow there. Make it straight, just like so. That looks good. And then you're going to take your card base, make sure you're right side up. I always stamp the inside first because in case I make a mistake, I can use this for something else and I'll get a new card base out. I always do that before I glue my piece on the front. Because once you've glued this on the front, if you make a mistake on the inside, you've got to figure out, okay, how can I fix that? I mean, it's fixable, but it may not be the way you wanted it to be when you created it. So, anyway, put this on the front, centered. And then I'm going to take some of these in-color jewels. They're the 2021-2023 in-color jewels. So I'm going to put some of those on the front. And I use these pale papaya ones. And I use 2 large ones. I put a large one here. And you can use whatever color you want, or whatever jewels you want. These are just the ones I liked here on this card. And one right here. I used a small one here. And that's your card. And your envelope to go with it. Have to give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you think. These are fun to make with some of these stamp sets that are multiple flowers. And I wanted to let you know that during Sale-a-bration starting next month, you if you spend, let me see, make sure I get this right. This is in Celebration. It's the dies that coordinate with this stamp set. The only way you can get it is during Celebration, and it's a free item. And this is the Celebration. I can't show you the inside yet, but I can tell you how much you have to purchase to get that for free. You purchase $100 worth of product out of any catalog, and this is free. It goes with this. This die matches this flower, and this die matches this, and then this die matches this flower. And then you got some extra dies in there. I didn't use that on this card, but that is available. Starting, let's see, what does that say? August 3rd. That starts. And I got this stamp set right here. This is in the annual catalog. Okay, that's your card for today. The next card I'm going to make, I will make it probably, I'll upload it next week. It's going to be this happy birthday card. And it's using the Host DSP called Pattern Party. This is a Pattern Party birthday card, and I'll show that to you next week. And this is a Host. This is Host paper. You have to spend. Let me see. What does it say? I like to get things right. If I don't say it right, then I look back and I'm going, oh, that's not right. So let's get it right here. Here it is on this page, on page 171, with $150 order. Well, you'd actually have to order $180, and then this would cost, you use your Stampin' Rewards to buy this, it would be $18. And you can get it for free by spending $180, and your 10% rewards would cover the cost of this paper. And there's 48 sheets in here in this packet of 12 by 12 paper. Lots of paper to work with. So that's your card for today. Remember to click on the down arrow. That will take you to my blog, because I'll put all this on my blog. There's a link for the blog. There's a link to my online store there, and you can always email me. So you have a blessed day and have fun stamping.